including Eduardo Encina, the beat writer for the Baltimore Sun, who joins us from the Trop. And a lot of news swirling with the injured O's, Eddie. Let's start with J.J. Hardy. He's on the DL. He has the bad left shoulder, was taking ground balls yesterday. What's the update on J.J., and how soon might he be back with the Orioles?
Yeah, J.J. Hardy's actually his progression from that shoulder injury has gone really well so far. Today he was supposed to take some dry swings, basically just swinging the bat for the first time since that shoulder injury. But they stepped that back a day. He'll do it tomorrow. Not necessarily a setback, just wanted to be 100% with that shoulder. He's taken ground balls. He's done backhanded plays, which are big because it's a left shoulder for him to make those plays with the backhand. All the fielding drills he's done. Really, the last step here is him to get back swinging, and he's going to have to do dry swings, do tee work, do some live batting practice. So he's still a little bit away, but right now it still looks like, if everything goes well, that he'll be able to go on a minor league rehab assignment early next week. They're probably looking at high Class A Frederick. They're at home the early part of the week. So at this point, all signs still do point to J.J. Hardy making his rehab assignment next week in Frederick, and maybe joining the team at the later part of the week or over the weekend.
Eddie, will he stay in Florida at extended spring until they're sure that he can get back in game action with the weather being much warmer down there?
I'm sorry?
Will he stay in extended spring training, JJ, to make sure until he's ready because of the weather issues?
Oh, I think that with JJ, he'll stay. He'll be with the club. He's going to stay with the club, I think. Matt Wieters, though, he will go to Sarasota. He's another big player who's coming back from injury right now. But Matt Wieters, he saw the good sign today. He was throwing in the outfield. He's throwing from about 90 feet playing catch. He's been doing that for about a week every other day. So Matt Wieters, he will stay in Sarasota. He'll play in extended spring games. He's talked a lot about not really putting a timetable on his return. May 1st was a date that had been mentioned with his recovery and him returning to the major league team. But at this point, it's kind of too tough to look at it right away. He's throwing. His arm feels good. Right now, what he really wants to do is really kind of let that elbow, let it feel good, and let it kind of speak to him in terms of when he's ready to kind of keep progression, stretch out his distance and throwing, and then eventually get into games, which will be in Sarasota.
All right, when the Orioles submitted their roster on Sunday, it had 14 pitchers on the active roster. That became 13 on Monday when Ryan Webb was designated for assignment. They still have too many pitchers, only a three-man bench. And everywhere you turn, Eddie, Brian Mattis's name is out there in trade rumors because teams value him. What is the latest on Mattis possibly being moved?
Yeah, I mean, there's been no real secret here that Brian Mattis has been the subject of trade rumors throughout the spring. The team obviously showcased him as a starter. But right now, I think that the way the season, once you're in the beginning of the season here, a lot of teams have their guys. Dan Duquette said on Monday, he said that they're really, it's much more difficult to make a move within this first week. Now, obviously, injuries happen. Everything's really a fluid situation there. But at the same time, right now, I really think the team needs Brian Mattis. They need him as a reliever situationally from the left-hand side. Obviously, he's a guy who they have for the next couple of years. But at the same time, they are willing to listen to talk from him. But I think at this time, it does get a little bit less likely that a deal will be made because teams are really going to have to offer something to get him. Maybe during spring training, it was more of a buyer's market for Brian Mattis. Now I think it's really becoming more of a seller's market. I think the Orioles are in a much better position to try to make a deal work that will really benefit them.